Dámy a pánové, vítejte u dalšího videjka. Dneska se podíváme, co se sakra děje s Robloxem. Asi před měsícem jsme řešili situaci kolem Robloxu, že končí, že je to úplně v piči. Řešil to Šlep. Šlep je prostě týpek, co hantí predátory a Roblox ho to zablokoval, protože jakoby porušil nějaký terms of service. Hrozně se to řešilo, že Roblox jakoby brání úchyly a tak. Velká dráma, když tak se běžte podívat, mám tu asi 3 videjka na kanále na touto tému. A teď konečně Roblox Šlepovi odpověděl, což je docela crazy. Takže let's go, koukám se, what's up, what's good in the hood, jdeme na to. Samozřejmě tyto reakce se točí live na žabinsky.tv/twitch7.cz, takže já si nepamatuju ten link, prostě jděte do popisku, sorry. Takže tak, dojděte někdo na Twitch, hoďte sem do ať vám dobrý den, díky moc, let's go.
What I would say is we would lead first and foremost with safety and civility. Second.
Masivní produkce, kámo, já legit koukám na AAA film teď. What the fuck? Kamo, není to tak deep, jsi Roblox youtuber, není to tak deep, bráško. A jako cením, vypadá to dobře. New message, come on,
It all
napsali.
started
Let's
with
go.
this one email, one message. The same platform I was victimized on, the one I was fighting to make a safer place, they had just sent me a cease and desist letter, threatening to destroy my life. And you
Cease and desist je vlastně, jak to říct, jako by předžalobka, prostě drž hubu, nemluv o to, nebo dostaneš prostě právní, kámo, jak to říct, pres, takhle.
might be wondering, what crime did I commit? 6 predators on
To je jako předžalobka, hele, já nevím, jak to říct prostě, cease and desist je něco jako, ne, sorry, není to předžalobka, je to, jakoby, smaž to videjko a nemluv o tom, takhle, jakoby, nějak tak, nevím, jak to přeložit úplně, ale, jakoby, hele, myslím si, že mnoho z vás je to úplně jedno, je to, představte si to jako předžalobku, OK?
their platform are no longer harming their users because I got them arrested in real life. I did the job that
Jo, malý kontext, Šlep prostě, on dělal nějakou prostě práci pro nějakého Roblox deva, pracoval si na nějaký hře. Ten Roblox dev, tak se k němu choval dost úchylně, týpkovi bylo asi 13 nebo 14. Protože mu bylo 13-14, nevěděl, co se vůbec děje, šel teda na policii, nebo, ne, počkat, napsal na Robloxu to bylo jedno, a tak, vole, pak nějaký villain arc najednou, začal chytat predátory v Robloxu. Pak, když jakoby je chytil se všema proofama a všechno, poslal to Robloxu a Roblox to měl totálně v piči. Tak potom Šlep, co udělal, je, že to dával na YouTube a ve finále pak ty úchyly, já budu říkat úchyly, ale víme, co myslím, tak je dal na policii a policie je actually zatknula. Co se pak stalo? Roblox přišel a řekl, bráško, ale to máme řešit my, ne policie, my jsme tady ten jako právní orgán správnej. A zabanovali mu účet a on o tom potom promluvil, že to je totální píčovina, bráško, vy jako bráníte úchyly, vy ostatní nic neděláte, já si aspoň něco dělám, tak mi neházíte kladky pod nohy a tak. A Roblox potom teda Roblox dostal pořádný hate a mají totálně v píči a mě týden na to oznámili, že budou dělat, kámo, nějakou prostě seznamku na Robloxu. Chápeš? Ty pičo, jakože insane. Od té doby jsem o Robloxu neslyšel, jakože o té drámě, ale věřím, že to je insane wild teď, jakoby, takže tohle videjko rozhodně dokoukejte do konce a myslím si, že to bude hodně tough, takzvaně.
they should have been doing. And they repaid me by terminating every account I own and saying they would sue me if I ever touched their site again. Before this, Roblox's safety failures were impossible to ignore. Predators roamed freely, reports went unanswered, and
Co to bylo, počkej?
safety failures were impossible to ignore. Predators roamed freely.
Public Bathroom Simulator. Bathroom Hangout. Co to je za pičovinu, bráško, WTF?
freely, reports went unanswered,
Insane.
and even employees were admitting that this was happening by literal design. That cease and desist didn't silence me though. All it did was confirm my darkest suspicions about the company, and well, it did for the rest of the world too. Because in the following week, Roblox's stock tanked by 12.
Tam to je insane, to si fakt musíš říct jako main charakter, když prostě ty vydáš video, začneš to řešit a kámo $12 bilionů zmizí z jejich akcí, kámo, chápeš? To je crazy, ty vole, ty jsi fakt jako, ty jsi on, he is him, jako WTF, to je insane.
$12 billion. The Attorney General of Louisiana filed
Jako velký W, typek má fakt jako koule z oceli, že prostě jde proti celé společnosti, jenom aby expoznul, kámo, prostě uchyli a mluvil za pravdu. To je velký W, kámo, legit.
massive lawsuit accusing them of putting profits over.
Hej, bez akcí má jak Trump, no ty vole. Holy shit, no jo, o Trumpovi mi neříkej. Nemluv mi o Trumpovi, neříkej mi o něm nic.
Safety. Roblox aggressively pushed back, releasing statements after statements trying to discredit me. Roblox forced me out of the woodwork to defend myself, and I dropped the video repeating to exploded overnight, and it became one of the fastest growing videos in the history of Roblox. If Roblox sent me a cease and desist over a few videos getting over 1 million views, what were they about to do next?
Co pak?
There was no next, no response, no statement, just silence. And that silence didn't feel normal. It felt intentional, calculated even. It felt like they were quietly preparing for something big. And
Podle mě zatím stojí prostě, kámo, nosáči. Zatím. Moje konspirační teorie stojí zatím, kámo, prostě nosáči.
at the time, I just didn't know what. Before I show you the next letter they send me, we need to see the full picture so we can really get an understanding of how crazy this is. All of this started because Roblox sent me a cease and desist for catching predators on their platform and reporting them to law enforcement.
That they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know.
The real reason why they sent me a cease and desist letter is because what I'm doing contradicts the image that they're trying to build. An image that is the safest place for anyone on the entire internet. That's not me paraphrasing either.
Ultimately, Roblox is the safest place for anyone on the internet.
Jakoby, Braško, prosím vás, Davide Baščuky, ruky bazuky, uklidněte se zase s těma statementama, OK?
We can say that safety issues are not widespread or systemic on Roblox. Our guiding vision is to create the safest, most civil community in the world.
A lot of the negative press has come from things that have happened 5 years ago.
Roblox allows players as young as 5 onto the platform and features brands like Sesame Street, Blippi, and My Little Pony, designed to reach audiences even younger
Neříkejte mi, že to pak bude, jakoby, že kliknou na tu hru a bude to něco úplně jiného, kámo, to by bylo jako trošku.
than that. Yet right now, Roblox is hosting a game called Social. This is a clone of an 18-plus
Social?
platform called Omegle, and it got sued out of existence for widespread exploitation. It now has a home on Roblox. You click a button and you instantly connect into a chat room with a random stranger. You have zero
Do píči, kámo, že tam jsou kamery, no do prdele, to snad ne, oni udělali prostě Omegle, kámo, na hře pro děti, kde jsou 5letý dětka, chápeš? Omegle, do prdele, kámo.
idea who the other person is beyond the screen. To give you an idea of how bad this
No,
game
no,
is,
no,
I had
no,
someone
no,
run a
no,
test
no,
of 100
no.
conversations, and 36 of them broke the terms of service of Roblox. It's ironic that Roblox accused me of sharing personally identifiable information, while at the same time profiting off of an exploitive game built around that. Quick update. I showed this game to a known Roblox developer with contacts. After seeing what this game allowed, he filed an official Roblox support ticket, and absolutely nothing happened. Because of this, he decided to go public, sharing how insane it was for a game like this to even exist in the first place. And only then did Roblox finally take the game down. By then, this game had already amassed over 2 million visits. Who knows how many people got exploited because of this game. It's also worth noting that Roblox allowed another Omegle style clone to reach 250 million visits before
To je insane.
Or was finally taken down in June. But it wasn't taken down by Roblox. The developer of this game took it down themselves because there was so much exploitation going on in it. If the developers are the ones shutting down their own games because of that, that shows there is a severe and critical safety failure going on at this company. Roblox, as of this moment, allows and hosts a Tinder-style game called Friend Me. It was removed 2 years ago, and yet Roblox allowed it to come back under a new name. It works exactly like Tinder. Swipe left to skip.
Kámo, what the fuck? Začít prostě Tinder na Robloxu pro 5letý děcka, to je insane.
Swipe right to like. And if you match
V píči prostě, bráško.
with them, you get put in a private chat where, to nobody's surprise, the exact same activity takes place. This is
Insane.
only a small amount of the widespread exploitation issues taking place on Roblox. No matter what age, what type of player you are on Roblox, at the minimum, you will be exposed to inappropriate themes at the very least. And that is because how bad Roblox's moderation system truly is. Roblox is actively funneling their users onto a platform called Discord, one of the most unsafe, unregulated
Discord. Jakmile slyšíte Discord, kámo, už víte, že to bude fakt shit on. Od teď to prostě bude, kámo, jak sračky ve větráku prostě.
spaces on the entire internet. All you have to do is click a button, zero warning about what is taking place on this platform, you are entered into one of these servers. Roblox and Discord's relationship can only be seen as business partners. They're not only directly integrated into each other's platforms, Roblox has actually gone as far as to buy software on Discord.
Bloxlink, co je Bloxlink?
Roblox and Discord are named as defendants in multiple lawsuits because people have been hurt because of this. Roblox loves to tout around about adding 100 new safety features this year. Well, I had someone put these safety features to the test. New account, youngest age possible, every single restriction turned on, and chat disabled. You think you'd be safe, right? Not even close. What you're looking at is pixels, because beyond that point, it is too graphic to even show or describe here. And Roblox's own algorithm recommends games like this
Last run.
to their own
Dobrý, kámo, díky za ty pixely, to bych fakt nepotřeboval vidět teď.
users. Their parental game blacklist caps at 100. Mind you, there are millions of games on
Steal a 6-7. Vtipčete 6-7, vtipník to máte rádi, ne? 6-7. Ty píče, já musím k doktorovi, to je crazy.
this platform. There's no avatar controls, meaning whatever another person creates, you can see. Roblox doesn't have a comprehensive reporting outcome dashboard. Roblox doesn't have a whitelist feature, allowing parents to only select a certain amount of games that their kids can play. YouTube Kids literally has this, and their own
Myslíte si, že s tím Roblox Legit prostě něco udělá, jakoby? Nebo to prostě bude Mr. Beast metoda, že to prostě bude ignorovat? Já jako ani nevím, když je to tak velká společnost, tak by podle mě Legit měla, kámo, však jde prostě obezpečit děti. Za mě je to crazy, ale jako smutná realita je, že asi budu mít prostě v píči, protože to je špatný PR. Když přitom jakože už projebali 12 bilionů dolarů, tak jakože to už je jedno jaký PR, ne? To už jsou prostě peníze Legit. Já myslím si, že možná bylo lepší prostě se vyjádřit, hele, jsme kokoti, hele, ale napravíme to, tady je náš postup. To by bylo asi W, ne? Podle mě. Nevím. Myslím si, že by to bylo lepší asi.
employees at the company have stated safety features have been denied because it hurt engagement. Then there's the awful Roblox reporting system. We've sent Roblox reports of predators through their system after felony arrest, and in multiple cases they refused to act until I made videos. Ask anyone in the community. People have lost faith in the moderation system entirely. Their own
Protože nejspíš tam prostě jsou kámo nějaký indové, který mají v píči, stejně jako na YouTube prostě. YouTube support, Google support, jakýkoliv support, kromě jakoby fakt třeba, hele, Adobe je fakt sračka, kámo, sračka společnost, nelíbí se, kam to směřuje, ale jejich podpora je golden. My jsme měli problém s Photoshopem, napsali jsme na support, týpek byl hrozně ochotný a dokonce jsme stáhli skutečný TeamViewer, aby týpek prostě vzal myšku a něco tam naklikal a nám to fungovalo. Takže ty vole, jako W jak smrt. Nicméně myslím si, že prostě v Robloxu sedí prostě nějaký týpci za minimální mzdu, co pracují prostě $1 na hodinu a prostě pak to tak vypadá, že jo.
numbers show one of the lowest moderator to user ratios than any other major social media.
No, X dobrý. A Meta Reddit. Je to i... Dobrý, kámo, tak to je hodně v pí. Jakože být takhle nebezpečně blízko k Twitteru, tak to je jakoby... Práško.
media platform. And just remember, those other platforms aren't marketed to the youngest demographic
To je taky pravda, kámo, Roblox prostě je legit prostě cílený na dětská, halo.
online. They claim a lot of the negative press has come from things that happened 5 years ago. The major situations creating the biggest buzz have happened within the last 1 to 2 years. And the person who said that, she works for Roblox, while sitting on multiple councils shaping online safety policy. Lawsuits against Roblox have pointed out this insane conflict of interest, influencing safety legislation while working for the company under scrutiny. But this is the core of Roblox, a billion-dollar company that calls itself the safest place on the internet for anyone, while knowingly hosting, profiting, and ignoring one of the most dangerous ecosystems on the internet.
Dokud, kámo, to generuje peníze, tak koukáme jinam, víš co.
To get a full grasp of everything, we need to start by assembling a timeline. This was the last video I did regarding a Roblox predator I caught. In this video, I talked about how
To jsme viděli, podle mě.
Roblox was a suppressive company towards people calling out their moderation. Ironic because 15 days later, Roblox sends me a cease and desist letter. They banned every account I own, including ones that go back to when I was a little kid. And Roblox threatened to sue me for computer fraud if I ever touched their site again.
Computer fraud, chápeš?
The next day, I released the news, and for 3 days straight after it, it was trending on Twitter. Calls for boycotts, TikToks, videos. For a short while, it became the
Týpek prostě legit čistí, vole, vaši hru od úchylu a tak a Roblox, že jo, tak ho zabanujte, kámo. No. Dej tomu přežalovku, řekněte, jestli zruší všechny své účty, nebo prostě budou nějaký legal troubles, tak kámo, nevím, jakoby, co děláte, vole?
topic of the internet. But behind the scenes, I was talking to law firms, and I officially retained SGGH and Milberg. This law firm in particular is representing
Because two steps ahead.
1,000 clients between Roblox and Discord abuse. On the 14th, with my law firm, we put out a statement. We pointed out the pure irony of this cease and desist and that SGGH was representing my claims against the company. In this statement, it was also revealed that Chris Hansen was creating a documentary on
Chris Hansen je týpeček, co prostě je OG, podle mě z 1990, tak měl show, kde chytal predátory, úchyly a možná ho znáte. Prostě teď se to hodně klipuje na TikToku, kde prostě týpeček přijde k nějaký holce do bytu a pak najednou vyjde tenhle týpek a řekne hello, take a seat, chápeš? Možná ho znáte teda. Je to bowler.
Roblox, and that he got in touch with me to show his support. And on the same exact day, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrell filed her giant lawsuit against Roblox. In this, she pointed out games that I mentioned in my Predator catches. That if Roblox heard me out, this lawsuit might not have even existed. The next day, my
Týpek je prostě main charakter, prostě udělal celý movement a bojuje proti Robloxu, chápeš? To je crazy.
law firm sent a letter to Roblox. We broke down how unjustified and unfair this ban was, and how Roblox was never giving this sort of treatment to any predators on their platform. We also said that any form of communication must be routed through my legal counsel, and how if Roblox did try to pursue anything, that my law firm would fight tooth and nail under California's anti-SLAPP laws. Roblox's law firm responded that they received the letter, and that was it. That was the last communication we had with them up until this point. It's also worth noting during this time frame,
Takže mu teda odpověděli. Takže legit prostě dostal od nich zprávu back. To je
Roblox was putting out statements after statements, going as far as to compare me to actual predators. They labeled my work as vigilantism.
To je insane. Yes, oni jakoby říkali, že je vigilantí, což jsou prostě skupiny, které jsou radikální, berou to do svých rukou a že prostě třeba hele, vychytáme si tady týpka, vychytám si tady predátora, pak ho někam pozvem a prostě totálně ho jakoby zbušíme. To on nedělal, on prostě v Pripyatu, kámo, co týpek dělá co týpek dělá, kámo, v PUBG? To je jedno. Se někam pozvou, kámo, tam ho zbuší, to on nedělal, on z něm psal na Discordu a pak to dal policii. Víš co, on je čistý. Takže Roblox tady totálně, kámo, proti němu prostě dělal propagandu. To je jako když Michael Jackson nechtěl poslouchat nosáče, tak nosáči řekli, že Michael Jackson je tak trochu predátor a zkoušel mu kariéru, kámo. Totálně to samé. Ty p***o. Ne, sorry. Hodně od věci.
the law into my own hands. But the truth is, law enforcement themselves have publicly gone on record in public statements that they're grateful for people like me who step forward and give them evidence, which ends up resulting in an arrest. As of right now, videos on my channel have resulted in people being put on the registry. And
To je velký W, kámo, yes.
the only ones taking law into their own hands were the police. They were the ones placing the handcuffs time and time again. But anyways, back to the timeline. This is when my video dropped defending myself against Roblox's
Na to jsme koukali, toto video jsme koukali 100%.
baseless allegations. The anger online reached its maximum capacity. It
Yes.
had just passed the threshold for the company. Their stock dropping, lawsuits, news outlets, an entire online movement. What were they about to do next?
Dostal zprávu.
Hi, Michael. I understand our decision to moderate and ban your accounts came as a surprise and something you wholeheartedly disagree with. That said, our intent has been to keep the platform safe, and I believe that is something we have in common. Would you be up for a conversation to see if there's some way we can keep you active in the Roblox community?
W nebo bait?
Since the very beginning, I have been begging Roblox for a direct line of communication. Just one person inside of the company who would listen to me. Time after time, they ignored me. I told them how I was victimized on their platform, how I was trying to help make it safer, and how I had evidence and information that they crucially needed. Never once did they hear me out. Then, after them threatening to sue me for computer fraud, an entire online movement, and them losing $12 billion in market value, they finally decide to hear me out. They had the nerve to say we share the same interests. Really.
Kámo, to je prostě level 1000 pokrytectví. Když prostě ve Skyrimu děláš prostě když jsi kapsář, kámo, dostaneš prostě 100 level thief, tak tady 100 level, kámo, pokrytectví, actually.
Because in your response to me, the CEO was defending the game Meep City. And in this, they said it wasn't the developer's fault, even though he was enabling these features and has publicly made statements like this. This game has 6
Co tam napsal? But isn't it better that the disgusting people are in the parties and not in the rest? Aha, dobrý, kámo, dobrý, sorry, typek tam legit měl prostě did parties na Robloxu, halo?
16 billion visits, and it's been one of the biggest safety problems on the platform for almost a decade now. To prove how unsafe this was, one of the biggest Roblox content creators joined this game, and within 4 seconds they were exposed to inappropriate stuff.
4 sekundy, kámo, 4 sekundy a vidí tam prostě masivní ding-dong. To je insane.
This was the game.
A tam chodí děti. Tam legit jsou prostě děti, halo. A týpek, že Roblox je free, je dobrý pro všechny. Jmenuji se Ruky Bazuky, nebo jak se jmenuje, kámo.
Roblox was
Insane.
defending. We're supposed to believe you guys care about safety. Trust me, I want to believe you. You have no idea how much I want that to be true. But how can we believe that after everything that has just happened? Then came the part about keeping me active within the Roblox community. This was their supposed olive branch. My supposed ticket back onto the platform I'd been playing since I was a little kid. But the thing is, this was never about me getting unbanned. It was about the victims, the players, the community that has been neglected
Co to je do prdele, kámo?
forever. Roblox thought that this was about a few accounts. They thought if they just pressed the unban button, all of this would go away. I would trade
To není jako ani piču, hele. To spíš jako si fixněte, kámo, své vole double standardy a pokrytectví ve firmě. Možná se zaměřte trošku na nějaký jakoby protect proti dětskům, když jste prostě legit jako hra a celá firma se zaměřená prostě na dětský market do piči. To jako byste prostě měli Pokémony, ale legit jste tam jakože flipovali kartičky a tam je prostě kozatí Pokémoni, kámo. Jako, nevím, Braško. Myslím si, že to je trošku pičovina.
every single account I own for Roblox to make the basic moves in safety that they did after Liz Merle filed her lawsuit. They should have made these changes a decade ago.
XAZ Public Bathroom Simul. No tak, to je insane.
And who knows how many people this has prevented from getting exploited. What they don't understand that you and I both get is that Free Schlep was never about me. It was about exposing the systemic safety failures that I proved existed before and that I still proved existed today. It was about how Roblox will show immense force against someone trying to simply help, but never share that same energy with predators that are operating freely on their platform. And it's also worth considering the person who wrote this email wasn't just Roblox, it was Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman was just comparing me to actual predators. But in this, he
What the fuck? What the fuck? Můj šlep, to je takový hovno, kámo. Nesnáším ho, je to zasraný úchyl. Potom, co jim, kámo, crashne prostě market o 12 bilionů. Šlepe, myslím si, že máme takové jako podobné zájmy, nechceš pít, kámoš? Ty vole, Michaele.
Insinuates bringing me back onto the platform. That's how disingenuous all of this reads. But none of this at all compares to the biggest red flag in all of this.
Red flag.
Going back to the
Nesnáším red flagy.
timeline, when we responded to Roblox's cease and desist, we explicitly wrote
Na co reaguješ? Na Roblox dráma ohledně Ondru Vlčku. Ty vole, yes. Od teď budu říkat uchylové, ale Ondru Vlčku, kámo. Yes. To je banger, yes.
them that all communication must go through my legal counsel. This email was sent directly to me through the 2 emails that they sent the cease and desist through. Matt Kaufman went behind my lawyer's back to directly contact me. This wasn't just insanely inappropriate, but it was also really suspicious. This, at the end of the day, was just a PR war for Roblox. I had to
True, kámo, celý to prostě PR-ko, to je pravda.
consider, was this a possible trap? Were they trying to bait me? Something just reeked so fishy about this, and I wasn't gonna go into this blind. As of this very moment, I'm still open to talk to Roblox about how they could fix safety problems, but one key thing needs to happen. It needs to be in good faith, and I needed to make sure this email was actually in good faith. So before I did anything, I waited for one thing in particular. I wanted to see the next statement Roblox would make about me, because if they believed my intentions were good, then logically, if they were acting in good faith, they would stop lying about me in the media. To nobody's surprise at all, they kept going. Their smear campaign continued despite Matt Kaufman's email to
What the fuck, kámo?
me. That's when it clicked. This email didn't come from a place of sincerity. It came from fear. In just a week, Roblox was set to host their biggest yearly event. Their
Já tam by mluvili o tom skvělým e-dating na Robloxu, kámo, to je insane.
equivalent of an Apple keynote. This moment defines their public image for the next year.
Okay.
At the same time, David was on stage at this event. I was going to be on stage with no other than Chris Hansen, also a detective who's actually worked on Roblox predator cases, and my lawyer. Roblox releases their statements claiming they have experts. It's only what they're claiming. For me, the people who had my back were real.
Do you know what Roblox is? Because if you don't, your children do. And if you've been following this on social media, you will know this next young man I'm going to introduce, Michael Schlepp. Michael is a key part of our investigation as his attorney. Steve is a lawyer based in Chicago. His firm is representing more than 500 cases of people like Schlepp. And we're also very fortunate to be joined by a dedicated detective, Henrik Austin, from the Marion County, Florida Sheriff's Department, with whom I've been working on this
To je legit nějaký film, kámo, what the fuck, já jsem úplně investit jak zmrt.
very investigation. Welcome, detective. Thank you. Schlepp, let's start with you. Tell me about your early experience on Roblox.
Hej, a to je jeho jméno Šlep? Nebo mu všichni jako říkají jako přezdívkou Šlep? Jestli to říkat jako jménem? Nebo jako jestli jméno, tak ok, sorry, ale jako, je to divný trošku.
Why
Všichni mají jména, kámo, a týpek, že Šlep.
did you enjoy interacting on the platform?
Well, Roblox, it was advertised, it was a children's game, you know, it was like little Legos, you know. I thought it was a cool game. It evolved into me like taking it seriously, learning programming a little bit, and you know, I thought it was cool, but it was pretty like crazy to see like how it evolved from something innocent to something really bad.
There was a series of incidents where a very well-known content creator targeted you.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
I met a very popular game developer. You know,
To je to, o čem jsem mluvil, kámo. Teď ta Didovina.
I looked up to him because he created a game.
He was a bit of a hero to you.
Yeah, he created a game that I really liked. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, he's talking to me, he's interacting with me. I'm just a little kid. I didn't think anything of it. And what was created was this power dynamic. It evolved into him taking advantage of me, and it went on for years. And my mom contacted Roblox about the stuff that happened to me, and they totally brushed her off. That's just ridiculous.
No action whatsoever.
No action until years later, until another female developer came forward about her experiences, and only then he finally got removed.
And Schlepp, I want to talk in a moment about your recent activism, but first I want to hear from your attorney. Steve, this is one of more than 500
Co je CrimeCon, WTF?
cases your firm is handling against Roblox.
Yes, that's correct. And we now represent over 800, Chris, survivors attributable to Roblox and to Discord. Just a shocking number of cases in and of itself. But we're one firm, and what we're finding is that there are thousands of survivors like Schlepp.
Detective Austin and I have known each other for several months. We had sat down and interviewed Detective Austin about his cases in Marion County involving Roblox. And listen to this for a second. Not only did they bust a 16-year-old, but there's another case in Marion County, in this one county in Central Florida. So if those two cases come to our attention just in Marion County, Florida, what is happening in the rest of Florida? What is happening in the rest of the United States? What is happening in the rest of the world?
Sorry, že tomu se říkám, kámo, ale k tomu leží teď se říct do píči, to je fakt jako insane.
Those of you that don't know about NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, provided us with some information about someone that was believed to live within my jurisdiction, that they were engaging in quite a bit of exploitive behavior, extremely explicit conversations. Executed a search warrant on the residence of the person I believed to be the predator, and met Christian Scribbin. You know, we had quite a conversation, and it was unbelievable to see his perspective and the scope of just what one person, one 7-year-old person can do in a short amount of time.
Dealing with Roblox, is enough being done, in your opinion, as a detective?
I can speculate on exactly what's being done and what's not being done. I can say that when I had this particular case, I don't know if it was because of the media coverage it received or if it was for some other reason, but I did meet with Roblox. Over a Zoom call, I met with quite a bit of their outreach people, and we spoke about certain things that could change, things to take away from this particular case. I think until we can say that this is not happening anymore, enough is not being done.
What made you decide to show this predatory activity that was going on Roblox? What made you become an advocate for this?
So I started out as just a normal Roblox content creator. I made games on like a really basic kids game. You would see it, you would not think there's any way.
Okay, čete, já to dám asi na rychlejší speed, aspoň já dám jen celá 75, protože tady se akorát jakoby opakuje pořád, co jsme už se slyšeli, není tu moc novýho infa.
Predators could infiltrate this game or anything like that. And what I saw was there were people trying to do horrible stuff, and it blew my mind. Like, because this is a community I really cared about, I was very involved in, and you know, I would get emails saying, hey, there's this predator, he's messaging me inappropriately, and this is his Roblox account, can you do something?
Že to je insane villain arc, prostě od týpka, co ho zdydlo, kámo, nějaký developer tady prostě jde proti celému Robloxu, jakoby. To je fakt jako insane story, to je prostě Harry Potter, kámo. Ne Harry Potter, to je špatný příklad asi, ale chápeme.
And there was really nothing I could do, but I mean, as time went on.
No já fakt nechápu ty Twitch diváky, kámo, já jsem měl 35 diváků. Já dám pryč, kámo, oči tak na 3 vteřiny, kouknu se zpátky na 52. Jak je to kurva možný, kámo, WTF? To jsou boti, nebo co se děje, WTF?
These messages only just increased in volume, and then I created my current main channel, Schlepp, and on that channel, it just exploded. I was getting these emails more than daily.
You exposed at least 6 different predators on Roblox, all 6 of which...
Kdyby prostě má, kámo, 6 bodies, vole. 6 bodies, chápeš? 6 body count má, ale jakože ne holek, ale tak trochu jako Ondru Vlčku. Je, to je funny, to budu říkat, Ondra Vlček, kámo. To je legit funny, kámo.
All 6 of whom were prosecuted by law enforcement.
Yes! Woo! Potlesk, clap,
But you went
clap.
to Roblox first.
So yeah, we would find Roblox predators, and we would set up little
A ten si, že s tím jako Roblox nic nedělá, vole, dělá s tím něco jakoby až policie a Roblox, že jo, bráško, jakoby, a co, kurva, tady máš ban, ty pičo.
And you know, these predators would show up, and we would sit down, we would have a conversation sort of similar to what you do, and you know, they would.
By the way, I was 22 when I started in health reporter. That's how old Schlepp is now. Just saying.
Yeah.
Jako je 22, ty vole, jako vypadá mladě, vypadá dobře, to asi sportuje, kámo.
talk to them, and a lot of times when the cops would show up, they would just admit to everything. Even after being Mirandized, they'd be like, yeah, I was here to do this. They would just bring charges on them every single time.
And how did Roblox respond to this?
In multiple instances, after we got these felony arrests, we would send them the same Google Drives that we were sending to law enforcement, and they would not take action until after our videos would release, which would get millions of views.
You get millions of views on these videos. It can't be a proud moment for
Týpek je v base a Roblox. Tak jo, dáme mu bán, dobře. What the fuck, kámo.
Roblox. It's
No jo, tady máš, už si nezahraješ a Roblox.
somewhat embarrassing. What does Roblox do then?
A oni že ne, jenom to ne, mám sice, vole, 5 let na krku, ale ne, nebanujte mi Roblox účet, ne, nezahraju si trestnou impres.
I made it very clear to Roblox, I was willing to handle stuff privately with them, and I just wanted a line to the company. After one of my first arrests, that was literally what I put out. I was victimized on this platform as a kid, and that I wanted a line so I could properly communicate with them to report these individuals. They never gave me anything until what happened very recently.
Which was?
A cease and desist letter.
A cease and desist letter. So get this, all right? Schlepp, who's doing this work, receives a cease and desist letter from Roblox, essentially threatening legal action and insinuating that he was breaking the law, and certainly breaking the
crazy.
terms of service.
Yes! Free šlep, ty píče, doufám, že si týpek udělá trička, vole, to pořádně pohaslí aspoň.
They had an opportunity to make Schlepp a partner, an ambassador of moderation of safety, and instead, what we're seeing is Roblox has its public-facing actions, which are very, flowery, positive statements about everything it's doing about safety. And behind the scenes, they're trying to silence critics. They are removing content that Schlepp and others have identified from their platform to cover their tracks. And they are trying to move cases that have been filed, including cases that we filed, into confidential arbitration, where public scrutiny of the choices they made, of what they knew, when they knew it, would be completely impossible.
Is this arbitration a normal part of dealing with a case like this, or is this a way to hush people?
Ale čete, já to asi trošku skipnu, jakoby, já si tady to je legit prostě akorát, jakoby recap. Já to skipnu, tady oni akorát prostě recapujou, není to zajímavé.
So you might be wondering how Roblox's event went while I was on stage speaking about them.
Okay.
Their event opened with a warning to anyone who planned on causing a disturbance.
We ask that everyone let presentations and discussions run without interruption. If an interruption does occur, that person will be asked to leave RDC.
Now, as we began taking the stage, their key
Drsný, kámo, drsný. A takhle nemohli to říct těm, kdyby takhle zacházeli s Ondroma vlčkama, tak by nebyl žádný problém. Ty pičo, kdo tady kurva bude dělat hluk, tak vypadne pryč, je mi to jedno. Ty pičo, bráško. Cože? Ty držíš děti? Jo, pojď k nám, jsi frajer. What the fuck?
Began. While we were on stage talking about the real harm going on, the CEO of Roblox was on stage at his event talking about the idea of bringing dating onto the platform.
Ty pičo, no ty vole, ty seš brain, kámo, hlava plešatá.
Let's up this to 18 plus. This one's controversial, but here's what...
This is why multiple lawsuits are
Pojďme to dejtovací, kámo, se tam udělat od 18. To je trošku kontroverzní. Co?
being filed against Roblox.
Jak je to je asi normální, ne?
Every single week. Instead of addressing those cases, they are on stage at the exact same time we are, entertaining the idea of turning this app primarily played by kids into
to je komedie do prdele.
a dating platform. Then Roblox went ahead and rushed out a brand new panel to deal with all the outrage, to show how transparent they're being towards safety. And during the entire session, the word predator wasn't even mentioned once. They talked about safety while single-handedly ignoring the biggest safety problem on their platform.
Prostě kámo, Mr. Beastáci, vole, PR trained, jakoby. Ale jakoby realita je, že prostě když o tom nebudeš mluvit, tak to nějak potom pomine. Ale jakoby to funguje na YouTube, kámo. Ale tady, když máš legit prostě jakoby nějaký soudy, máš, vole, jako akcionáři jdou pryč, tak nevím, jestli to úplně funguje, jakoby nevedu jako takovou velkou firmu, bráško, ale myslím si, že jakoby Robloxáci to nepůjde jako na YouTube. A imo.
You call this other than PR theater? None of this remotely compares though to what happened when a CNBC journalist confronted the CEO at RDC about me live on television.
Tough docela.
Now let's talk about safety. This is you did have a new
OK, tohle mě zajímá, to dáme na jedničku teda. Poslechneme si.
safety announcement this year. The age estimation, basically, someone takes a selfie, they could see it. At the same time, there was the Louisiana Attorney General's lawsuit against you. There's also the Schlepp controversy, this sort of...
Týpek slyšel Schlepp a úplně mu začal cukat v oku, začal mu cukat v oku, že... Schlepp? Ty píčo. Kosla kvůli Schleppovi, prostě $12 billion v píči. A že... Nesnáším ho, ty píčo.
vigilante, so to speak, and you kicked him off your platform. As you guys continue to think about safety and go after this, why is it so easy for someone like a Schlepp to go in and play Chris Hansen and sort of find these things that you...
Ty píčo, navářil docela. Hej, proč je tak lehký u vás, vole, prostě dělat dva didoviny?
guys aren't finding.
Dobře, kámo, naložil. Co na to řekne, David Bazukič?
Yeah, I want to highlight.
To save you the next minute.
Díky. Nic prostě.
In 30 seconds, the CEO completely ignores the question. Instead,
Politik.
he goes on a tangent talking about how safe Roblox is. He talks about safety features and parental controls, which I've shown in this video are deeply flawed. And he doesn't acknowledge me once, despite me being the question. The interviewer asks him once again, as direct as you possibly can be. If David ignores this, it will be most definitely viewed as him refusing to answer the question about my situation.
Politik. Ne, tak jako nebudu na to odpovídat. Co mi na to odpovídal, kámo? To je prostě, jakoby, lepší o tom nemluvit, než říct p***vinu, Imo. Takže radši si to nech někam na doma, kámo, tam si napíšeš prostě na Twitter nějaký statement, je to lepší. Takže jestli není kokot, tak na to prostě nebudu odpovídat.
A very passionate issue among your user base and your community, and they find stuff too. And it was a big controversy when you kicked this guy off the platform.
Yeah, we want to highlight.
How should they be thinking about that?
Yeah, we want to highlight. Really, we have no tolerance for people who don't follow our policies. And so, for example, we don't allow people on our platform to impersonate other people or to do other things on our platform.
The CEO of Roblox is outright lying about me. I already addressed this point in my last video. Impersonation means I'm taking the identity of a real person. We have never once done that. Our
OK, dám to zase na 1,5, co se dalo čekat, prostě týpek bude kecat, kámo, bude se vyhýbat otázce, cokoliv, jenom aby vole na to neodpověděl, což je jakože pochopitelný v jeho pozici, nicméně pro mě jako pro diváka to je trošku cringe.
Are fictional profiles built from nothing. The images used are from adults that work with us. Since there's no identity, there's nobody to impersonate. Roblox is once again painting me as a villain. But this moment here is different, because after demonizing me, he's about to try and play both sides.
We're really consistent, but I want to highlight, we've reached out to Schlep, we've reached out to the general. We love their, feedback and input to how to
We love their, vole, feedback, proto jsme ho úspěšně ignorovali, vole, po celou tu dobu. Banger.
scale our system. It's why we focus so much on keeping everyone on
Natáhne watch time finta? Tak to jsme, vole, to jsme kámoši s ním potom.
Roblox, where they can share images, or where all text is filtered.
Ne, já nenatahuji watch time. Kdybych natahoval watch time, tak bych nedělal o 1,5. Já vám jako, mě sere, když lidi natahují watch time, takže proto, vole, tady vám, nechci s váma, vole, tady pouštět píčovinky taky, vole, takže co není zajímavý, to prostě jako skipujem.
Went from lying about me to praising my feedback in the same sentence. For more than a year, I have been begging this company for a line of communication. They ignored every attempt. Now they are using that inappropriate outreach to me as a PR talking point in interviews, as proof that they are engaging and doing their part. Here's what David does not say. He does not mention that they went behind my lawyers' backs. He does not mention that his team had spent weeks publicly in the media comparing me to predators and mislabeling me as a vigilante. He does not mention that even after the outreach, they continued attacking me, and that in this very same sentence where he pretends to play both sides, he is still lying about me. This is not a company trying to work with someone in good faith. This is a company trying to rewrite
prostě PR, jasně.
record publicly while they continue the same behavior that they claim to have stopped. After this interview, my law firm made a letter to Roblox's legal team, which was also posted publicly. We mentioned all the following points on how inappropriate their behavior was, but we made it clear to Roblox, even after everything that they've done, we are still open to a conversation, but only on basic good faith terms.
If Roblox is sincerely interested in a constructive conversation about platform safety, we are open to engaging in such a dialogue, provided it is not conducted in a context where our client is simultaneously being friend, publicly maligned, and privately courted without notice to his legal representatives.
Kámo, proč byste se s ním bavili, když, vole, na Twitteru říkají, že šlep je kůna a v direktu, hej, pojď si pobavit s náma, budem kámoši. WTF?
Critically, any such discussion must also address how Roblox intends to become accountable to the hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals who have been exposed to predation as a result of using the platform. To date, despite publicly attacking Schlep and hastily introducing safety features in apparent response to the unfavorable publicity generated by his advocacy, neither Mr. Kaufman, Mr. Bazuki, nor any other representative of the company has asked a single question about the devastating number of survivors of misconduct facilitated through the Roblox platform.
It's been almost 2 months since that letter was sent to Roblox's law firm, and they have not
Žádná odpověď, no, Classicins.
responded to my attorneys. Roblox reached out to me only after the damage was done, and the way they did it was inappropriate and self-serving. They tried to hold that outreach up in the public as proof they engaged and cared about what
říkat, kámo, uchylům Ondra Vlček je hrozně funny, jako negyle.
I had to say, while still continuing the same disgusting attacks. Even after that, I didn't reject them. All I did was wait, and then I countered with 2 basic conditions: honesty and a basic discussion for the victims that they themselves have created. Well, that was too much for them, because they never responded back. Maybe I could have come back to Roblox. Maybe I could have even worked with them like they suggested. But if a company cannot agree to something as basic as speaking in good faith, then there's something deeper going wrong here. I will not trade my voice for a few Roblox accounts. At the end of the day, there's thousands of survivors who were not listened to, who were dismissed, who were harmed on a platform that told the world it was safe. After what happened to me when I was younger, I searched the world for that voice. I will not stop speaking out for the thousands of victims that this platform has created. And the reality is, I think Roblox knows this. And I think this is why they didn't reach back out. And if that means I'm banned forever and can never play this game again, well, so be it.
Hodně dojemný, kámo. Epilog! Kámo, tady je epilog, my jsme ve knížce.
We've been, as you know, trying to schedule a sit-down interview with somebody from Roblox to discuss all of these issues in a very open and honest environment. And thus far, they are refusing to sit down for an interview. And when I pressed as to why they wouldn't want to sit down, a spokesperson told me it was because I interviewed you and the Louisiana Attorney General.
The irony of Roblox going on live television saying they value the feedback from me and the state attorney general, and then turning around and refusing Chris Hansen's interview, that can only be viewed as pure dishonesty. In just the last month, during a Senate Judiciary hearing, a whistleblower from another company called out Roblox for their massive safety failures. Florida has now issued a criminal subpoena against Roblox, officially putting them under criminal investigation. Texas has announced a sweeping lawsuit against Roblox. Kentucky and other states have filed lawsuits too. And in Kentucky's filing,
Když už to dělá Kentucky Chicken, kámo, tak už to
my name is mentioned 13 times. They even mentioned me in the press conference. They cite safety issues that I've been bringing up since before my cease and desist, and highlight how I've been calling it out. On Fox News earlier this month, David was asked about me again. He ignored the question about me, but then he tried to shift the blame onto other social media platforms, which of course he didn't name. But mind you, Roblox has partnered with those other platforms, and only when to be put under the spotlight, they shift the blame. There's a lot I can't talk about yet, but trust me, this fight is far from over. Roblox has created one of the most dangerous spaces online, and the people responsible for it need to be held accountable. But that only happens if we continue to speak up. Call your local senators, your attorney generals. Tell them that Roblox needs to be investigated. Tell them whistleblowers are being silenced while predators run free. Lawmakers have told me these calls matter, and that's how they got involved in the fight in the first place. Your voice has extreme power, and one simple call can change everything.
To je crazy, kámo.
I quickly want to give a shout out to these amazing people you see on your screen. If you want to go the extra mile and help support the work I'm doing, you can go over to schlep.tv. Alongside this video releasing, I'm going to have an insane exclusive predator catch that I'm releasing over on schlep.tv. And I did it with the YouTuber Oma in North Carolina.
Schlep.tv, on má vlastní platformu, kámo. Ty typek je úplně insane. On má generational run teď. WTF? W, kámo. Hej, ale videjko za 6 dní, kámo, skoro 7 mega. To je crazy, za prvé, za druhé. To videjko samo o sobě je hodně insane, velice se mi jakoby líbí zpracování, že ty animace, kámo, byly banger. A je to frajer, kámo, prostě to, co dělá pro tu komunitu, to je insane. Takže cool, ať si to kolem vytěží, vole, milion peněz, já to cením.